What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Okoutlandish. I want to do a little bit of a reaction video. I don't know what kind of video this will be, but I want to understand more so why people don't like Burnt Peanut. If you don't know who Burnt Peanut was, he's a VTuber. Don't kill me. That won the streamer awards. Now, he's not like your traditional VTuber, because I think when we say VTuber, we kind of have an idea that it's usually an animated avatar that has some kind of furry like features, whatever the case may be. So I really want to understand it. I really want to go over it, and I really want to see what is with the hate. Why is there hate? Is the hate justified? You know, give my take on some things. What better way to start off than to listen to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Asmongold, on VTubing and his commentary first.
On VTuber won the best VTuber award. I think Peanut's a VTuber. Like, I don't see how he's not a VTuber. Like, V stands for virtual, right? Doesn't stand for anime. I mean, I don't see how he's not a VTuber. Yeah, so like virtual tuber, yeah, which is like YouTube, right? And so like, as far as I know, like, this shit is not real. Like, I don't think he's actually a peanut in real life. Like, I don't think that he is. And so that would mean that instead of being a peanut, he's actually virtually a peanut, which would make him a virtual, right? He said he's not a VTuber. Well, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's basically the same thing. VTubers in shambles. Imagine me a VTuber taking a loan out against a bank to get a 60k model to lose to the scuffiest piece of shit avatar from Windows 95. That's crazy.
Well, that was Asmongold there. He thinks Peanut is a VTuber. There's more to this video, but I just want to scroll through some more videos. So I've seen this one. Maybe this will shed light on more of the hate.
A lot of you may not know who this person is, and that's the point. That's why there's a lot of outrage rather. So if we scroll down, a lot of people are not congratulating here. Kitso over here with the bangers. Fucking this guy knows he's not a VTuber and pushed his community to vote for him to piss off VTubers. Right? And Iron Mouse is here. Morikala.
Wait. He pushes his community to vote for him. I think we already established that he is technically considered a VTuber. Maybe not in the mainstream or conventional ways that you are a VTuber, but he is a VTuber. I think everyone that was up for awards probably told their community to vote for them. I'm sure.
Liope is here. Liz is here. Chibidoki is here. Smagalana is here. Gary is here. Yeah, so a lot of, you know, the pink women, a lot of people are congratulating him, especially like parts of certain influential figures in the VTuber sphere, right? But if we go to the retweets, if we go over here and quickly go to the retweets, we can see that a lot of them, there's like a war over this.
Before the elitists and haters start saying he's not a real VTuber, you're also telling PNG tubers and other VTubers who don't spend money on their models that they're not real VTubers either. You know what? To my understanding, there's like this. When you're trying to be a VTuber, to get the rig, all manner of I guess assets and models and all this other stuff, you have to pay money. And I'm not talking like $100, I'm talking like thousands for the rig, the equipment, everything. Like, you have to invest a lot of finances. So some of them decide to start off as a PNG or PNG tubers, which is kind of like a picture that's talking and moving. If you look back to the discussion video, check it out, you'll see my friend V, who does the PNG tuber. And his model speaking. Now that is, I want to say, possibly the more affordable option if you don't have the necessary finances to pay for the full-blown rig and all the bells and whistles. So that's, to my knowledge, how that works. This is the thing, since we're talking about the money, let's bring that up. What I don't understand is this. When you have, again, you go from some of them go PNG. Some might stop, but some of them will keep going from PMG until they save up enough money to then go for the full rig, right? Usually that's a long and process, and it's a whole thing right there, right? You have Burnt Peanut, who doesn't have the most financially expensive setup for his whole VTubing thing that he does, right? I think it's cheap. I think it's probably like on the same level of a PNG, I'm not sure, or a little bit cheaper, who still makes content, still does what he does with the VTubing. this is what I don't understand when it comes to the hate regarding Burnt Peanut on the VTubing side. Most of y'all have to be like, you have to have that money to do the whole full rig that most VTubers have, or you become a PNG tuber, which is more affordable. Why is it that a guy in a burnt peanut thing is such a problem? It's really just a guy. By definition, he's a VTuber, but he takes a different route that's not the norm in the VTubing space. And why do y'all look at that like he's not a VTuber? That's a bad thing. It's an insult. Like all these different stuff. It's just a dude doing something different than what all of you guys do. You know what I'm saying? Like by him winning, because I can understand the perspective of why you mad, but it's like, look at it from another perspective. He just told and showed everyone that you don't have to spend gaggle fuck of money to be a VTuber, to win an award, to grow your community, to push out content, to even be considered a VTuber. There are other ways. And whether you want to admit it or not, it was bound to happen eventually, since not everybody on the planet want to spend gaggle fuck of money. I mean, yeah, it's a peanut, but did you really think that this is going to be the set way that everyone does something? Like, when it comes to streaming, there's all manner of different streamers who do all manner of different content over all manner of stuff. I'm like, did you not foresee that somebody would do something different? Now that they're doing something different, why is there so much hate on it? He's taking his own road. It's just, that's just where I'm not understanding a little bit of the disconnect to have so much hate on it. But back to the video.
Okay, there's a lot of war over this. Especially by Smagalana. Look at not Smagalana. By Kitsu. Look at Kitsu. Fucking 4 million now. Yeah, all the negative. Yeah, there's a war over here, but we're going to mostly focus on Kitsu. Okay, there's a war over here because not a lot of people really know him or his content, and there's also like the added fact that Kitsu links up a lot of the clips here. It was very useful, where he himself saying he's not a VTuber, and the clip of him saying he wants to piss off VTubers by winning the award. She says, I'm not saying he didn't put in work or didn't deserve any awards. All I'm saying is he's not a VTuber. He said that himself. He said himself he doesn't like VTubers and doesn't like being called a VTuber. He said live that he pushed his community to vote for him to make VTubers mad. Okay? So basically, they're saying, yes, he might deserve an award. Yes, he is like a positive force in the industry. Yes, he likes, he's a very entertaining content creator, but he himself is not a VTuber because he doesn't know, he doesn't think he is. He by himself admitted that he is not a VTuber. So a real VTuber should have won this award. And it's just Kitsu's not the only loud voice. One of the virus account, Michi Virus.
That don't fucking matter. He's defined as a VTuber, one way or another. He himself may not recognize that or like that or agree with that, but that's what he's defined as. And that's the category that the award people put him in. Now, in terms of his following going to vote for him to piss off VTubers, I mean, hey, that's some clickbait right there if I ever seen it. Now, if that's true, I mean, yeah, it is what it is, you know? I mean, if that is true, what he said in that man, he meant that seriously. My man went up to bat and he said, fuck it, we gonna make all them hoes mad. At that point, hey, let the beef begin. You know, at that point, if that's the type of mind frame that he had. Now, if he said it as in terms of clickbait, not the way he meant it, and he just meant it to fuck around or for clickbait, I mean, that's some streamer shit, to be honest. Now, as far as his community voting for him, I ain't gonna lie. If it is solely just his community voting for him, and then another VTuber, let's say the more conventional VTubers, have their community vote for them, would that not just come down to who has a bigger community if that was just the case? What I'm saying is, if it's just community voting for him, there's no one else besides his community. Theoretically, another VTuber who has a bigger community should win. Since that's not the case, then that means other people outside of his community must have voted for him. So at that point, as to how he won, and him even winning, someone must have known him, you know what I'm saying? Someone must have been familiar with him to vote for him. Someone must know he exists.
Kinda confused how someone who doesn't consider themselves a VTuber gets a nomination for the category. I remember reading something saying that the votes are 30% panel, 70% viewers. So the panel approved of him being a VTuber. What does being a VTuber even mean then? If Kai starts streaming with a Snapchat filter, can he be nominated for the VTuber category next year? IDK, I just feel like VTubers are even more of a joke now. Technically, he is a VTuber, right? But he's not a real VTuber. This presents us with a question. Is being a, quote, real VTuber have to constitute liking anime? Or being part of the greater VTubing space and being part of the culture, is that like a prerequisite to count yourself as a VTuber? Or is technicality enough to count as one?
All right. Again, I don't want to stand too much, but shout out to Saggy V2. I also want to see something because he actually had a pretty good statement there. I mean, Iron Mouse made her statement, so
He literally is one. I don't know. That's because us pink ladies, we know what's up. You know what I mean? We like to celebrate people. Celebrate people's success, bro. No, he's a P-tuber. And like, I have people like trying to convince me that he's like bad. Be like, look, he said he hates VTubers. He said this, he said that. And all I see are like clips of like bits of him. Like, I just see like clips of him doing bits. And I'm just like, is the hatred in the room with us? Like, where is it? I do admit maybe I could have worded my tweet differently. I feel like people got mad that I said that I was cringing, but I was just being honest. It's cringe. It's cringe to see people fling blind hatred at people, and it's strange to me. And it just reminded me of all the times this whole thing with Peanut and seeing everybody like get mad that he won the VTuber award. I just felt like I was being transported back to when I won Creator of the Year and everybody was flinging shit at me. And I'm just like, bro, I just won an award, dude. What the fuck?
But I mean, hey, you heard it from the one that actually won the award, I believe, a couple of times. So I guess, is the hate justified? You know, I'm not gonna say it's not. Like I don't understand where they're coming from. I can wrap my mind around where they're coming from. I can see that perspective. I definitely can. And you know what? You're bound to have that kind of thing no matter who wins the award. There's always going to be somebody that dislikes the fact the person won the award. And, you know, this kind of thing is not uncommon. I think, though, the thing about it, I would say that's kind of more so like, imagine this now. He won the award, right? Now, his model may be unconventional in the VTuber, I guess what most people would consider VTubing to be. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, gang. I'm not a VTuber, so, you know, hey, my opinion counts for little. Maybe you might start seeing more people who want to be a VTuber switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is the new meta now. Instead of spending ungodly ass amounts on some anime thing, you might try something different. You might be more expressive, you know? Because I promise you, it can't just be because my man has a peanut-like avatar. You know, I've seen some of his clips, especially the art clips. He's pretty entertaining. Even some of the Tarkov's clips, he's pretty entertaining. You know, that has to count for something into why he won. I mean, even if some people might say like, oh, his community had pushed for him to win. Well, yeah, you would want your community to push for you to win. You think if I'm up for an award, I wouldn't tell my entire community, hey, vote for me? My nigga, vote for me. Yes, you're in my community. I'm pretty sure everyone would be like that. So it has to be more like, I just kind of wish the hate was a little bit more substantial. But I mean, this should be a great time for VTubers. You know, it literally just showed you that there's more avenues in that space. You don't have to do the same method that everyone else does. You don't have to follow the program that they all follow. You can be different. You can be expressive. You can be adventurous and creative with whatever you decide to make. So I think for that, on that aspect, you should be somewhat happy for him. I am. Speaking of VTubers, just as a reference, Iron Mouse, Kenji, and the Burnt Peanut. Those are the only 3 VTubers that certified VTubers. Burnt Peanut is, you know, certified still. VTubers who I actually digest their content. I see Iron Mouse's content on YouTube and TikTok. I see Kenji's content on YouTube mainly. And he funny as fuck. All right, he funny as shit. Kenji is, I think, hands down my most favorite one. I can't say Burnt Peanut is my favorite. If Kenji won, I would have probably been a lot more happier. Not gonna lie, because I am a fan of his shit. He be eating it the fuck up. He be on you bitch's ass. He really be funny as fuck. Iron Mouse, her content, I like to digest her content with like family or friends. Like she's a cool, chill vibe. Like I can play her content around like other people. Kenji's I can't do that with Kenji. I can't. No, I can't do that with Kenji. But for Imos, I can. Like, she's funny as shit. Her with Connor and by herself. They have nice personalities. It shows in the content that they makes. Pretty decent communities. Like, most definitely. Burnt Peanut, same thing with his. I've been in this man's chat one time, just speaking. Just had a nice conversation. I was wondering about Tarkov. They were kind of friendly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it wasn't like a no. But his art clips, his Tarkov clips, I see them primarily on YouTube and TikTok. And that Goober and that Goopa song, a Goopa just trying to goop, you know, hey, he got there for a reason, baby, you know. But that's all for this. You guys, you know, hey, have your own opinion. Make sure to think on your own, form your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree or disagree, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's really just more so, what do you think and what do you believe when it comes to this kind of stuff? Because I always want people to have free thought, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like, follow, maybe even a little subscribe, you know what I'm saying? If you disagree with everything I said, drop it down in the comments. Hey, I'm always down to hear people's perspective and see what they think. So most definitely, if you agree, let me know you agree in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you all have a blessed day, and shout out to you guys. You're the real MVPs.